Once, courageous knights roamed the land, searching for adventure, ready to brave any challenge. Knightriders. The knight is a fighting machine, disciplined in mind and heart, and noble to the death. Knightriders. Action. Adventure. Romance. Heraldry. Pageantry. And magic.
Magic got to do with the soul, man. Only the soul got destiny.
Knightriders. They ride for the crown. They fight for honor.
That kid thinks I'm evil Knievel.
That kid thinks you're William the Knight. You're his hero.
I'm not trying to be a hero. I'm fighting the dragon.
Following a dream as far as it will take them. Because a legend lives as long as someone believes.
This isn't just a roadside carny anymore. Not for some of us. It's a lot more than that. It's a whole lot more. You know that, Morgan.
You guys is the most fun I got in my life. I just don't want to see you all break up.
You think it's breaking up?
It's money, Billy. It's all to do with money. Money makes the world go around, even your world.
Small town jails is uncomfortable places.
Damn uncomfortable.
Throw down the gauntlet. Take up the challenge. A new age begins. Romance and adventure live. Knightriders. The legend is born.
Renaissance fairs have long been a part of American culture. It attracts millions of people every year across the nation. And many feel it is one of the inspirations for comic book conventions and cosplay. For this week's Romero film, the fair is seen as an allegory for the ultimate divisiveness of society and what truly makes Romero one of the greatest filmmakers. Knightriders, which was released in 1981, introduces us to a traveling troupe whose participants joust on motorcycles in battles to determine the king of the group. The group has two differing views, that of the leader King William, who this is his life. To him there is no other way to live. Then there is Sir Morgan, the chief rival of King William, played by longtime Romero collaborator and horror special effects guru Tom Savini. In the battles, who looks at the troupe as a business, an entertainment, and wants to see the group become something bigger to generate more money. This film goes against the pale of films that George A. Romero is known for, horror. I feel it is best to start this review with an explanation from the man of honor this month himself. In our first two clips, Romero explains how Knightriders came to be, and then his thoughts on the film and how he felt his fans would respond to it. Sadly, Romero has often had an unfathomable, self-depreciating view of his work, and it comes out in our second clip.
It was funny. I had written a script about basically the same story, but I had them on horseback. I modeled it after there was a group called Society for Creative Anachronism that stages these jousts. And I was pitching it around. And it was actually Sam Arkoff. We pitched it to Sam Arkoff. And he said, I'll tell you what, put the guys on motorcycles and maybe I'm interested. In typical Sam Arkoff style. And I fumed over that, for months. And then finally, I had the script, basically. And I finally came around to saying, maybe that's not so crazy. and it would modernize it and bring it up to date. And so I decided to go with it. And all I basically did was rewrite the script. And Saleh Hassan, and he gave us a 3-picture deal, but he said one of them must be sequel to Dawn. And so, fab. So we wound up under that deal doing Knightriders, Creepshow, and Day of the Dead. And I never had so much freedom ever in my life, my career, whenever. I mean, Saleh basically let us make the movies. I really felt when I was making the film that it was important. It was important to me. That meant that I put my best into it. And so I know that I was sort of at my best when I was on that set.
And now, how Romero felt his fans would react to this change.
No, I have forever in my career tried to look for something new that I could do. I've always wanted to make Tarzan of the Apes. I mean, you know, and yet I'm stuck in this sort of niche with horror. I don't know that anyone who is a fan of my horror work, my zombie films, is going to look at Knightriders and get much out of it. Only, I think, people that are either personally interested in me or interested in what makes me tick, maybe will. But I think basically fans today, audiences will react, general audience will react pretty much the way they did back then, which is not respond very positively.
I feel, and many film critics agree, that William, who is played by Ed Harris in this film, is in a way a characterization of Romero, a man that has a vision, and a way he chooses to live his life and do things. Romero, for most of his career, had that same ethos, that his films would be done his way, and if it meant not having major studio support or big budgets, then so be it. That is evident in our next clip. Over a campfire, William is speaking with Steve, the troop's legal representative. Why I chose this scene is I want you to hear William's dismissiveness over getting TV executives involved. And then at the end, one of William's loyal members makes a case for him to consider taking the deal.
That wants to handle us? What do you mean he wants to handle us? I thought that's what you did.
Yeah, I can get you into Lawrence. I can get you into Brower even. But I don't know the big circuit. I'd still be with you for legal and all.
The big circuit?
You're going to pull $15K out of Brower. You could pull 30 or 40 out of some of these big county fairs. Hell, Billy, I can't even get those folks on the telephone. They book acts from guys like this guy that they've been dealing with all along.
We're not an act.
Yeah. Well, neither's bull roping, you know what I mean? You do 3 or 4 of these big gigs this summer, you can do whatever the hell you want for the rest of the year. Hell, this guy's talking about setting you up with all fancy new costumes. He's even talking about setting up some deal with some cycle manufacturer.
I'm surprised you even brought this guy around, Steve.
Well, damn it, Billy, I'm just trying to help you along. You guys is the most fun I get in my life. I just don't want to see you all break up. Damn it, Billy, you all stone broke most of the time. And you're taking every damn long hair that knows how to make a pair of sandals, and you want to pick up the Blue Cross tab? Do you have the slightest idea what gas is selling for, or 2x4s, or hamburger, or anything else?
You think it's breaking up?
It's money, Billy. It's all to do with money. Money makes the world go around, even your world.
No. It's just getting too tough. It's tough to live by the code. I mean, it's real hard to live for something that you believe in. People try it and then they get tired of it. like they get tired of their diets, or exercise, or their marriage, or their kids, or their job, or themselves, or they get tired of their God. You can keep the money you make off this sick world, lawyer. I don't want any part of it. Anybody who wants to live more for themselves, it doesn't belong with us. Let them go out and buy some pimpy psychiatrist paperback says it's okay. Don't ask me to say it's okay. It's not okay.
Once I was in a jail in Alabama, and I got my ass kicked, just like I did last night. Only then it was because I was in the... Well, I woke up in the morning, and I didn't even have energy enough to lick my wounds. I found out I'd given up. So I tried to kill myself. Tried to cut my wrist with a bed string. See, I found out that I'd given up on it all because of where I was, what was all around me. Well, last night, I get my ass kicked. I came up laughing because now I'm in Camelot. See, the way I see it is this. You got two separate fights. The one for truth and justice and the American way of life and all that, that's got to take a back seat to the one for staying alive. You got to stay alive. Man, you can have the most beautiful ideals in the whole world, but if you die, your ideals are going to die with you. The important thing is we got to stay together. We got to keep the troop together. And if keeping the troop going means that we have to take some of this promoter's money, well, then I say let's take it and get some sleep.
As I mentioned in the opening, at the crux of this film is the conflict between William and Morgan. Many film critics have analyzed this film and tried to find the metaphor to it. What is the major conflict, or what does the conflict stand for? That is something that Romero is known for. I feel it is simple. It is the battle between those that simply want to live their life the way they want, without compromise and interference, the side of William, and then the side of making it big, being successful, wealthy, and quote-unquote normal, the side of Morgan. Our next clip shows this, as William and Morgan have a heated argument over joining with a television executive. Again, at the conclusion of this scene, I want you to hear the two TV execs joking and salivating at the drama as this group, or some would say family, splinters in two different directions.
You get your food and your supplies. And it is right that everybody gets the same amount of spending money.
All the decisions are made here. But the merchants, they're like serfs, you know. Only the knights can make decisions.
The king makes the final decision.
On the advice of the knights.
We could all take in a little more cash if we didn't spend so much on weapons.
Yeah, and a lot less on parts, too.
King.
Billy Davis.
Himself.
Oh, yeah. The goddamn knights have the cushions.
My God, he's hurt.
I mean, we all understand they're big, brave machos, but things are getting out of hand. They don't care what they smash up. We blow 5 bikes a week, parts cost a fortune, and those lances, then they let the townies ride with the stuff.
Hey, look, you don't like it? Get out! You think the people show up here to buy your goddamn jewelry? Your pots, your corn? Why don't you go sell them in some shopping mall somewhere? I just spent last night in jail with a man who got his head beat in for something he believed in. And if you don't believe it, then get the hell out of here.
Look, brother, you don't even know what we were talking about. All we were saying is just that...
What is this? What is this, a council meeting? Huh? This is a council meeting. You can't have a council meeting without everybody being here. You cannot have a council meeting without everyone being here. Oh, go shove your goddamn council meeting. Yeah? Yeah, that's a $20 fine. That is a $20 fine. You can pay me right now. You can get your ass right out of here.
Oh, man. We're already gone, Billy.
Hey, Billy. We're just trying to get some things together for you, man. Where's Merlin? Merlin's not here. I'm not here. I'm not here. Lynn, you know this. You know. Where's Tuck? Where the hell is Tuck?
Now this is a picture I'd like to get. My photographer caught with her pants down.
How's into that?
At this point, I feel it goes without saying that I'm a major fan of Romero's work. Through the years, I haven't been able to explain exactly why or go into major detail other than I know he makes great films and such. But what I have learned through my years of watching his films is that it is his independence. He never compromised. That is what I want from a director. I want someone that no matter what, they stick to what they feel is best. To me, that is what makes his films, as well as those done by John Carpenter, Quentin Tarantino, and Sergio Leone, great. And those are some of my other favorite directors. It is because their vision is always what is put on film, and anything less is a compromise they are unwilling to make. Much like King William, and that is truly heroic and worthy of the crown. I hope you join me next week when we continue our month-long tribute to George A. Romero. We will look at one of his genre-bending films, the 1978 release, Martin. For WMNH and Matt Connarton Unleashed, this has been a Classic Film Review with Erich Pilcher.